Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into everything Dallas Cowboys, bringing you the latest news, insightful analysis, and all the insider info you crave. If you're passionate about the Cowboys and want to stay ahead of the curve on every roster move, front office shakeup, and game-changing decision, then make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Today, we've got something truly fascinating to talk about. A move that was made quietly, away from the flash and glare of the media spotlight, but one that could very well be one of the most impactful decisions the Cowboys front office has pulled off in recent memory. I'm talking about none other than Stephen Jones, the team's executive vice president and co-owner who recently orchestrated an incredible maneuver that has Cowboys fans buzzing and NFL insiders scratching their heads in admiration. Now, Stephen Jones isn't new to making smart strategic plays behind the scenes. That's kind of his thing. But this latest move really takes his reputation to another level. It wasn't flashy or loud. In fact, most casual fans probably didn't even notice it at first. But when you unpack the layers of what Stephen did, the implications for the Cowboys' present and future are enormous. For those who might need a refresher, Stephen Jones is the son of the legendary Jerry Jones and has long been the brain behind the team's contract negotiations, roster construction, and overall football strategy. While Jerry is often the face of the Cowboys ownership, the man you see in the suits on Sunday afternoons, Stephen works tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the team's long-term competitiveness. Over the years, he has earned a reputation as one of the sharpest executives in the league, known for his ability to navigate the complex salary cap landscape, negotiate tricky contracts, and find value where others might miss it. His fingerprints are all over many of the Cowboys' successful drafts and roster moves, even if they haven't always gotten the public credit they deserve. Now, the move that Stephen pulled off this offseason isn't about a headline-grabbing trade or signing a superstar free agent. It's something subtler but no less significant. It involved a multi-layered contract restructuring with some key veterans on the Cowboys roster, combined with a clever swap of draft picks that most people completely missed. The genius of this move lies in how it's positioned the Cowboys with much-needed salary cap flexibility at a critical juncture in the season, allowing them to potentially add important pieces for the playoff push without mortgaging their future. So, what exactly happened? Steven and the front office sat down with several key role players, not necessarily the household names like Dak Prescott or Micah Parsons, but players who form the essential foundation of the team's roster depth and versatility. Through careful negotiations, they converted a portion of these players' base salaries into signing bonuses, which are prorated over the life of the contract. This kind of cap engineering is not new to the NFL, but what made Stephen's execution so impressive was the timing and scale. By pushing significant portions of the salary cap hits into future years, the Cowboys managed to free up more than $15 million in cap space almost immediately. That's a massive number for a team that has been tight against the cap for much of the offseason. Why is this so important? Because cap space in the NFL is like currency. It's what teams use to buy talent, whether through free agency, trades, or re-signing their own players. With the season underway and injuries piling up, having this breathing room allows Dallas to explore adding quality depth, particularly in areas like the offensive line, the secondary, and the pass rush, where depth can make or break a team's playoff hopes. Without this kind of financial flexibility, the Cowboys would have been forced to stand pat or make unpopular cuts. But the contract restructuring was just one piece of the puzzle. Stephen also engineered a smart swap of future draft picks with a rebuilding team, which has been flying under the radar in the NFL circles, but caught the attention of draft insiders. The Cowboys gave up a later round pick a couple of years down the road in exchange for a higher mid-round pick in the upcoming draft. This move might sound simple, but it's a strategic masterstroke. Stephen clearly believes that the draft is the cornerstone of sustained success and wanted to position the team to nab a prospect who has been high on their board for months. By improving their draft position, the Cowboys can select a player who fits the team's culture and immediate needs rather than settling for whoever's left on the board. What makes this kind of move so compelling is that it shows the front office's willingness to balance the short-term and long-term needs of the team. Rather than mortgaging the future for immediate gain or playing too conservatively, Stephen Jones is playing a smart game, one that could very well pay dividends over the next several years. So what does all this mean for the Cowboys on the field? First off, the added cap space and improved draft positioning give Dallas much more flexibility than we might have anticipated. This means they can be aggressive in pursuing depth or even a game-changing player in trades or free agency if the right opportunity arises. Depth is often overlooked, but critical for a deep playoff run, especially in a physical league like the NFL where injuries can derail the best-laid plans. Moreover, this move signals that the Cowboys are fully committed to making a serious push this season. Instead of waiting for the offseason or the next draft cycle, they are proactively creating opportunities to improve now. For a team with championship aspirations, that kind of forward thinking is exactly what you want to see from your front office. But this move also reinforces what many Cowboys insiders and fans have been saying for a while, that Stephen Jones is quietly the unsung hero of this organization. While Jerry Jones is often in the spotlight, Stephen's measured analytical approach is what keeps the team competitive year after year. NFL executives don't often get the public recognition they deserve because their work happens behind the scenes, but moves like these remind us just how crucial their role is. Naturally, the reaction from experts around the league has been overwhelmingly positive. Analysts who followed the Cowboys' salary cap situation and draft strategy praise Stephen's move as a textbook example of smart roster management. Some noted that this kind of maneuvering is exactly what separates teams that can sustain success from those who fall into cycles of rebuilding. Fans on social media have also chimed in with excitement, many expressing relief and optimism that the Cowboys are finally thinking smarter, not just bigger. Comments like, finally, a front office that understands the value of flexibility, and Stephen Jones might be the real MVP of this franchise now have been flooding Cowboys fan forums and Twitter feeds. This kind of quiet, calculated success is what fans want. Moves that aren't just about making headlines, but about genuinely strengthening the team in meaningful ways. Looking ahead, it's clear that Stephen and the Cowboys front office still have more tricks up their sleeves. With the extra cap space, we could see more moves in the coming weeks. Perhaps a trade or signing that will add another weapon to the roster. The front office has shown they're willing to be patient but opportunistic, waiting for the right moment to strike. For a fan base that has endured ups and downs in recent years, this approach is refreshing and inspiring. Ultimately, Stephen Jones' incredible move reminds us that success in the NFL is not just about flashy trades or high-profile signings. It's about smart, strategic decisions that build a foundation for sustained competitiveness. The Cowboys might not have shouted about this move from the rooftops, but it speaks volumes about the direction this team is headed, one of calculated risk, long-term planning, and a hunger to win now. So Cowboys fans, keep your eyes peeled. This offseason, this quiet period, might just be the most important in recent memory. Stephen Jones' incredible move is a blueprint for how to build a winning team in today's NFL, smart, flexible, and relentless. As always, I'll be here bringing you all the updates, breakdowns, and expert insight you need to stay on top of every development. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you think about Stephen Jones' move. Could this be the turning point for the Dallas Cowboys? Are we finally set up for a real playoff run and maybe even a Super Bowl appearance? I want to hear your thoughts.